It is customary for Boise State to confer an honorary doctoral degree upon a deserving individual each spring at this ceremony. An honorary doctorate is awarded to recognize an individual of outstanding accomplishment in scholarship, creativity, public service, education, and human welfare. We are proud of this tradition and the significance it holds for all of us. Today's honoree is especially deserving, and we are thrilled to have him with us today. Hamdi Ulukaya is a founder and CEO of Chobani Yogurt, one of the largest, fastest growing food companies in the past decade, and a pioneer for the natural food movement. Raised in a dairy farming family in East Turkey, Mr. Ulukaya launched Chobani in 2007 with the vision of making food more accessible. In less than 5 years, Chobani became the #1 selling Greek yogurt brand in the US. In 2017, Chobani was named to Fortune's Change the World list of companies. And last year, it was honored with a Salute to Greatness Award by the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change. Hamdi Ulukaya has made helping people and having a positive impact on the communities a priority for Chobani. From its beginning, the company has donated a portion of its profits to charitable causes, many of them in Idaho and New York, where its products are made. A champion of reducing income and wealth inequality nationwide, Mr. Ulukaya advocated to increase the minimum wage in New York, which ultimately became law. He also implemented a groundbreaking profit-sharing program for the company's 2,000 employees. And he took a rare step in the manufacturing industry to institute a 6-week, fully paid parental leave program of the company's mothers and fathers. In 2016, Ulukaya launched the Chobani Food Incubator to mentor and support socially responsible food entrepreneurs and further deliver on the company's mission to provide better food for more people. A devoted humanitarian, he founded the Tent Partnership for Refugees to mobilize the private sector to improve the lives and livelihoods of the more than 25 million refugees around the globe. He also signed the Giving Pledge and committed the majority of his personal wealth to the cause. For these efforts, he was named an eminent advocate by the United Nations Refugee Agency and received the United Nations Foundation Global Leadership Award, among other recognitions. Mr. Ulukaya was also named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world for his work on the refugee crisis and his innovative approach to business. Hamdi Ulukaya has demonstrated a lifelong dedication to serving customers and providing opportunities for thousands to flourish under his leadership. I am very pleased to bestow upon him this degree, an honorary doctorate of humane letters for contributions to human welfare from Boise State University. Wow.
Thank you, Interim President Schimpf, members of the board, faculty and staff, family and friends, and the most of all, to the graduates. Let me be the first to say, congratulations to the Boise State class of 2019. This is amazing. I am so honored to be with you as your graduation speaker. When I got this PhD now, it's unbelievable. I can't believe I'm here. A guy who grew up with a shepherd in the mountains of Turkey comes to this country, makes yogurt, gets a PhD, and speaks to all the graduates. I mean, wait. I gotta take a picture of this thing. Hold on. It's unbelievable. You know, just to think about it. Here I am. I stand a Kurd from Turkey who sold his first cup of Greek yogurt to a Jewish deli, a kosher deli, right? Speaking in a state known for potatoes, in an arena called tacos. Honestly, that's as American as it gets. You heard interim president say that I'm an American immigrant to America. I grew up as the son of farmers in the mountains of Turkey. Most of you grew up here in Idaho. Do you know the difference between us? Timing. Your grandparents got here before me. But I found the same magic in the soil here that they did. 8 years ago, I didn't know what Idaho was or where it was. But today, I have a place here. I have a business here. I have 1,000 employees here who are my brothers and sisters. The stunning beauty of this place, the high mountains, the desert, the water, the sun, the wind, is second to none. But here's what I have learned. The beauty of the people here is even greater. The dignity, your hard work, and your spirit all inspire me. Idaho strong means America strong. That's true. And here's something I've learned about this school. Boise State graduates aren't just the best Idaho has to offer. You are some of the best that America has to offer. You should be as proud of that fact as your family is proud of you right now. Isn't that right, Mom and Dad? And speaking of the moms, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers right here today. So yes, I found magic in the soil here. I mean that literally. The place I live, 2 hours south of here, is known as the Magic Valley. How it got its name is pretty incredible. But most importantly, it has a unique message as you start your journey today. You know, before it was known as Magic Valley, it was called Sagebrush Plains. It's true. It was so dry that a magazine called it one of the most desolate spots on earth. Very few live there. Travelers from California will cross through it as fast as they can. But in the late 1800s, one guy decided to stay. His name was Ira B. Perrine. His friends called him Bert. He was a farmer and a rancher. He was attracted to river that ran through the land. People thought he was crazy. They said, it's a desert. Nothing will ever grow here. Everybody knows that. But Bert had a different idea. He said, see that river? It's got all the water we need. He said, we're going to build a dam on that river, and then we're going to build a big canal, 80 feet wide, 10 feet deep. We're going to divert that water from the river, and we're going to use it to irrigate the entire valley. You know what? That's exactly what Bert Perrine did. He got loans, he got the state behind him, he got the community to help him. All together, they irrigated 250,000 acres. Bert Perrine is the reason for Magic Valley. Here's the reason why Idaho today is America's most diverse food basket. So why do I tell you this story? Because Bert Perrine challenged conventional wisdom. He didn't listen to the voices of the others. He didn't follow the travelers just passed through. He listened to the voice inside him and made it all the difference. Graduates, the world you're entering today is overrun by conventional wisdom. It'll tell you how to think, it'll tell you how to act, it'll tell you what you can do, what you cannot do, it'll tell you who you are, who you cannot be. This conventional wisdom is constant, it's oppressive, it's paralyzing. And in my experience, it's always totally and completely 100% wrong. It's always been. It's like my favorite poet, Rumi, who grew up where I grew up in Turkey, said, conventional opinion is the ruin of souls. Guess when he wrote that? 700 years ago. And he's still right. In my career, I haven't had much of a use for conventional wisdom. Back in 2005, I was running a small cheese company in upstate New York. I got a flyer in the mail and said, fully equipped yogurt plant for sale. I throw it in the garbage can. 15 minutes later, I picked it up. I called the number. The plant was 85 years old. The flyer was saying, fully equipped yogurt plant for sale. And there's some pictures, and 85 years old, and it was closing. So I went to see it. When I saw it, I just didn't realize it was an old factory, it was a time machine. This plant had been there in the center of this community for 85 years. People had left for wars from there. They raised families. They bragged about home runs and report cards. Now it was closing. Because of a CEO with a spreadsheet somewhere looked at the numbers and listened to the conventional wisdom and decided to close the plant without even seeing it. But I saw it. They closed it without even seeing the people. But I saw them. There were 55 of them. Their only job was to close the plant. Yet, there was no crying, just doing their jobs with grace, with no anger. But I got angry. I wondered if this is how they're closing this factory. I wonder what they would do if I open it. So on my way home, I called Mario. You know, there are always Marios. So I called Mario, I said, he's my attorney. And he said, Mario, I want to buy this plant. He said, Hamdi, one of the largest food company in the world closing this plant. They're getting out of yogurt business. Who the hell are you to make it work? Mario was the voice of conventional wisdom. I said, you're right. But then later on, I called him again. I said, no, really, I want to buy it. He said, Hamdi, you have no money. You haven't even paid me in the last 6 months. Which was true. But by August 2005, I had the keys for this old factory. I started hiring back 4 of the original 55 workers, and then 20 later, and then 100 more after that. I put my faith in them. We worked side by side on that plant floor every day throughout the holidays and weekends to fix that plant. And thanks to their hard work, by our 5th year, we were billion in sales, #1 Greek yogurt in the country. The best part of Chobani for me is this. The same exact people who were given up on were the ones build it back 100 times better than before. And today, they all have a financial stake in the company. But by then, we were growing so fast, we had to build second yogurt factory. Conventional wisdom came into the play again. It said, don't go to small towns or rural communities. Instead, go near the big cities. See what you can get from them. Big tax breaks, financial incentives. That thinking said Idaho was on nobody's radar. It was too small, too rural. It couldn't offer big tax breaks. The truth to be told, other states were offering us a lot more. I didn't care. I just wanted to find a place where Chobani could make a difference for the community, where we felt like we belonged. So I came to Idaho. They said, you're going to meet with Butch Otter and Brad Little. I had never met a governor and lieutenant governor before in my life, right? So I walk into this room. There's this big hat. It's a really big hat. Like I've never seen a hat that big before. It was Governor Butch. He held out his hand and said, hello to me in Turkish. I thought, this is going to be all right. Then I met Brad Little, then a lieutenant governor. We talked about sheep farming, Idaho plains. I told them, honestly, I said, I want to build this plant really fast. I don't want to deal with bureaucracy. Governor Bush said, you're fast, we'll be faster than you. So, okay. I went to meet with some community members and some farmers. We broke bread. We talked about farms. We talked about their families. We talked about Johnny Cash. I really like his music. They said, we are not the biggest state, but we have the biggest heart. If you give us a chance, you won't be sorry you did it. We shook hands. I went back home and I said, I don't need to see the financial studies. We belong in Idaho. I want to build it in Idaho. And that's exactly what we did. We didn't build any old yogurt plant. We built the biggest, most advanced yogurt plant in the world. It's the size of 12 football fields. The pipes that we weld alone, it would go from Idaho to Chicago. 2,000 people worked in every day. We actually designed the plant as we built it. Governor Bush said, they will be fast. How is this so fast? We broke ground in January 20th, and we opened it in December in just 11 months later. We broke all the records. 6 years later, for every job Chobani has created, 7 to 10 local jobs have been created. New schools are opening. The downtown is thriving. It's beautiful. As we've grown, Boise State has been there in every step of the way, running workshops, helping with R&D, lending its talent and expertise. But there's one thing I haven't done it yet. I promised Governor Bush that I would make a yogurt with potato. I haven't done it yet. I'm working on it. But now we're doubling down. In the next 2 months, I'm proud to say we are opening a new global innovation center at the Chobani factory in the Magic Valley. And there's nothing I love more than sitting in my office there, looking at these gorgeous mountains with the sun shining on my face, thinking, building in Idaho is one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I tell other business leaders, if you want to build in a beautiful place where life is good, where people are special, and where handshake really means something, then you should come to Idaho, because you'll never be sorry that you did it. Class of 2019, that's my story. It's time for you to write your story. You know what conventional wisdom says? To be success, you have to move to a big city. Far from home, leave your family and friends behind. But challenging conventional wisdom is now part of you. It comes with your diploma. After all, you're graduating from a school so willing to follow its own path that it has the courage to ask, who says the grass has to be green? My advice to you is this: don't listen to what others are telling you to do. Don't let by the sound of other voices. Instead, listen to that voice inside. Trust your gut and find a place where you belong. It might be a big city, it might be back east, or it might be across the world. Believe me, I understand. I followed that voice away from home too. But I'm living proof you don't have to go to a big city to find a big opportunity. Opportunity is where you make it. But no matter where you go, my journey and the Chobani journey has taught me something very, very special. What matters most in business and in life is the difference you make for other people. It's the difference you make for your family, for your community, for your country, and for the world. So class of 2019, you're about to walk up here and get your diploma. As you walk off the stage, as much as it's exciting, you might feel something you don't expect. You might feel a little worried, a little hesitant, a little fear about the future. That the world is so big and you're so small. Nothing could be further from the truth. You were made for this moment. Your families raised you to succeed. This school had taught you everything that you need. This state, this very land, and the air here have given you a strong work ethic, filled you with human spirit. The truth is, You couldn't be more ready. As Rumi wrote, it's time to unfold your own myth. Just like that river that Bert Perrine found, just like that magic that create that magic valley, that power is now part of you. I can't wait to see what you do with it. God bless you all. Thank you so much.